Hello and good evening and welcome to The Truth Behind the Truth. Yes, indeed. Oh, it's an exciting night around the truth behind the truth. All right. It's going to be a great day. I hope everybody's had a fantastic, wonderful day coming out of this week of elections.
Yes.
And all the above. And I hope that you voted for your proper candidate, whether you are Democrat, Republican, or one of those, okay? A Democrat Republican,
Is that a third party? Is that a new party?
Yeah, that's a new party, Democrat Republican, okay?
We need a new party. We need a new party besides those two. But let's keep that moving.
Keep it moving, right?
That ain't gonna work.
Harold, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good. What's your shirt say? Health and was that
Health is wealth.
Health is wealth. Okay. I like you coming. I like when you come with these little t-shirts. We need to see you in your shop. The t-shirt behind you, all them hanging up. You can point to this one and point to that one. That is good. Everything in North Carolina doing well.
Everything is good. Everything is
outstanding.
Good.
Outstanding.
Wait a minute. One more thing.
And if it wasn't good, I wouldn't complain.
Y'all been getting the heat wave too?
Heat wave?
No, we've been getting thunderstorms and heavy rains.
Wow. Well, you got that that's effect from the not tornado, the hurricane. The hurricane that came through. So got the effect of that. So it wasn't too bad though, huh?
No.
Okay, that's great. That's great. We don't want to hear anything going wrong with the mansion. All right.
Keep the mansion.
We need that mansion to stay in place because you got to stay where they get to come to North Carolina. Okay. The east or the whatever wing we got to stay in. We want to stay in some kind of wing. Okay. No outhouses. All right.
Fancy.
All right. Bernard, how you doing, baby?
I am doing well. Thank you, guys. I had a performance today at the Veterans Memorial Auditorium in Culver City for Veterans Day.
Yes.
With the a.k.a. Foundation. So that was really kind of cool. So that's why I'm still kind of dressed up.
Did you sing?
I sang.
Okay. Good.
Oh. I'll have to prep that all together from Where the Hell is Parnell section.
Oh, okay. Give us a little rendition of what you sang.
Oh, my stars. Okay,
just a couple bars, if you want to.
Okay. Earth shall be fair and all her people one. Not till that hour will God's whole will be done. Now, even now, once more from earth to sky, pearl plucked from joy, man's old undaunted cry. Turn back, old man. Doom, 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 doom. Okay, that's enough.
Thank you for the salute to the veteran.
Yeah, so the Pay-Lift is organization does a lot of art stuff for youth in the inner city to steer them away from gangs and violence. And so this performance was just recouping some of the shows that they've done in the past, like Godspell and the Obi-Yaman and that sort of thing. So it was kind of a little retrospective of that and to honor our veterans. So all of our veterans, thank you so much for your service.
Yes, indeed. Family members that have served and currently doing so, as they seem like you never can get away with war, away from war. We never can, one way or the other. So how are you doing, Doc?
I'm good. I am good. And also with this last election, we said, are we done with the counts here? Parnell in LA?
No, we're still looking.
Are we still trying to figure out who our new mayor is?
Yeah.
We're still trying to figure out.
Yeah. Last I heard Karen Bass taking the lead, so.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I'm like, wow.
I just don't understand that now that we kind of segue into our little political moment. I just don't understand how can you always get to the fact of runoffs or that close? Is that many people that's half and half always divided and looking, selecting a candidate? Happened here, happened in Georgia, and God forbid they get that woman that happened in Arizona. Her ass,
thank God.
Carrie Lake, they need to shoot. I'm sorry. I'm about to say something I shouldn't say. They need to quietly escort her from being in front of a television or a microphone, period. Tell her to go back to where she can. Well, she's a journalist at first, right? Before she decided to run for governor. Well, she needed to go back to doing the news. Okay. let the news be the news, and that's it. Don't be trying to run for, because first of all, I think that her persona and this constant attack mode and this accusatorial mode that she has started her platform with was chaotically wrong in my position, because you don't start shit by creating conspiracy theories. You know what I'm saying? So if you lose, your ass deserves to lose. And I hope you hear. I hope somebody send this to her, as they always say, that your ass deserves to lose, because you don't deserve to be a governor coming in starting chaos. That means how you're going to govern the same way. Your acting, trying to get there, is the same way you'll govern the state. So you're not about all people. You're about an agenda. And why don't you just go away? Okay.
He said go away.
I'm so happy that Mark Kelly, Gabby Giffords' husband,
yes.
The
yes.
lady who
yes.
out in 2011. I'm happy that he got it, because that was needed.
Right.
Because what's going on right now. It's so much it's so much craziness going on with the conspiracy theorists. You still got Marjorie Taylor, whatever her name is, going on, and
she
still
got
talking, still ratting.
Yeah, can you believe it?
Well, I'm not surprised.
Right.
Listen, we talked about this in our last show about tribalism and all this other stuff that's going on, and I'm not surprised where she's from. She could get elected again,
right?
Because there are a lot of people like her who think like that and would want somebody to represent their values, which is what they believe. I mean, don't y'all agree? I mean,
you're right.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Go ahead here. I'll make your point. Then
I don't even know who she is. I don't have a point.
Thank God.
I don't know who she is.
You don't live in Georgia, so she wouldn't impact you too much. But she was one of the ones that kept this whole voter fraud type of situation going. She was one of the major person, by the way, when Donald Trump clearly lost. Okay,
and made anti-Semitic comments about Jews being out of space and all this. And now, why is it that now this is something that we should also talk? How is she able to get away with that and have a job? I'm still trying to figure out Curie, what's his name, Curie and Ye. I'm still trying to figure out how they could lose all their income and jobs, but this woman can still hold a position in the Capitol.
Right.
I mean, make that make sense.
No. I mean, that's a very valid point. I mean, it is. That's a wow factor, because not that we're gonna start talking about Kanye, Ye, or whatever his name is this week. It was.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It was still very, I think, wrong in the process of the treatment that he got. Even though I think that if he would have made some sort of repentance, not religious, but repentance toward it might have saved some of his income. At the end of the day, that's for him to work out. That's a decision that he, made. He has to be accountable for the words that he said at the end of the day. But to your point with Marjorie Taylor Greene, know what? I can't say what I want to say because she need to be with the S word, but I can't say it because
she's an asshole.
Well, no, that's nice too, but
is that what you want to say?
No, we're gonna say something need to happen, but she didn't need to be tied up and put aside. I'm gonna put it that way. Just the muzzle in her mouth.
Don't get us banned from TV.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to be I'm trying to play Whoopi right here. You know how Whoopi got to do. She can't say what she really want to say in the process of it because it may cause more of a hectic. But at the end of the day, we on internet. We ain't on ABC yet. So
well, after all this talk about it, I need to go look her up because y'all because I'm like, who is this that has brought up all these emotions?
Oh my God! I mean,
see who she is.
But just the issue about the January 6th and all this other types of the garbage that she's kind of put up. And like I said, the Carrie Lake woman that's out here in Arizona, that's just she's might as well they might be sisters. They probably came from the same womb. I don't know, but but they think and act just alike. They are, and I know where these women come from. I thought when we got rid of Sarah Palin, they really got rid of the pig with the lipstick on. But
just like Trump, she ushered that all.
But it kind of started back there with her, though. Honestly, you know what I mean. It really that kind of rhetoric behavior started back with Sarah Palin, and thank goodness they let her know that she was gonna run for governor. What if she's trying to run for this time in Alaska? And say, oh hell no. You ain't doing it. You ain't doing it. But let's move on. This is about election. So we're waiting for our settlement here to happen in LA. Hopefully we'll get a new mayor at some point. I don't know about Gasco. I don't know. We lean towards Karen, but there's some things that are out there that I think that Karen really should have said to give us a better plan in terms of what she wanted to do with the city. At least Gasco did run on the fact that he was going to hopefully start Caruso. I'm sorry, right? Yeah, Gasco. That he's about to lose anyway. I'm about to forget about him. The Caruso was that he did come up with some sort of plan with the homeless. That's all he said anything about. But Karen didn't really come up with a plan with that. What I wanted to hear, honestly, is that how are they going to master the rent inflation in the city of Atlanta? Instead of LA. You know what I'm saying? Because if Gasco gets in, then he's going to be all for landlords and everything else because he's a builder. So whatever they need in terms of raising rental prices, he's going to be on their side. So I wanted to hear something, and I think a lot of people that I talked to here in LA, they wanted to hear something along the lines of that. Homeless, and what are you going to do about rent? That's been kind of the general conversations I've had with a lot of people, because people are tired of, what we see here in LA is just amazing in terms of the homeless community. But they wanted that was the two major issues, that was out there. But anyway, go ahead, Pardo. I'm sorry, you were like, shut up, Davey. Go ahead, me talk.
I know we have our feminine input, and our sister Natalie is waiting to come in the pipe.
Is she on the way? Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't look at the notes. There she is.
There she is.
We were about to say, where the hell is Natalie at?
Okay.
Where the hell is Natalie? Natalie's right here.
Thank you for joining us tonight, my dear.
Hi, guys. Hi, Pernell, Harold, JB, Alan.
Good to see you.
Now, hold on. Before you go any further, what is your situation with the Georgia elections? Because I know you down there and you dealing with all types of anxiety, runoffs, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I am so in bewilderment on how is Reverend Warnock in a runoff election with Herschel Walker. How, in what kind of fresh hell does that happen?
Fresh hell.
It's got to be a fresh hell. This is not Dante's Inferno. This is a different hell. Yeah. I woke up the next day and knew. This is what I knew in my heart when I laid down. I was like, I did my part. Everybody else has done their part. We're going to have Stacey Abrams for our new governor, and we definitely going to have Warnock back for our senator. Right? Right. Did none of that shit happen.
Right. I'm so glad what we said the other day. I am so glad I am not in Georgia, because I'd be cussing mad right now. I'm telling you, even though I am the cousin preacher.
That's no word.
Trump won that year.
Oh my God, that was a whole.
That was me on my TikTok telling people, if you don't put your ingredients in the pot, don't complain about the taste of the soup. Everybody voting and coming to my page. All right, Natalie, who did y'all vote for? Because evidently I forgot to tell y'all what to do with that.
That's
you know what everybody says. Atlanta is not Georgia.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the whole thing.
Right.
We're due for a commercial break, though, I believe.
Exactly. Oh yeah. So I want to say hello to one of our very, very, very dear friends that is following the show tonight. She's back joining us. Want to say hi. Shout out to Susan and say, hey, Susan. Good to see you.
Hey, Susan.
All right, guys, we're about to get ready to go to a wonderful break here. Okay. And when we come back, we have Dr. Samone Smith with Mistress India on the other side, but we're gonna get into all that tonight. It's gonna be a great, great, great show. Hey, get your glass of wine, sit back, get ready for some fun. All right. Because that's why Natalie here tonight, because she bring the estrogen into the.
I just need some.
Okay. Over this break, we'll be right back.
All right.
Call 844-55-STARZ. It's Junk Stars, baby.
Hey, my name is Thurston, and here I have my CEO, son Langston. We specialize in junk removal, dumpster rental, and demolition. So if you need junk removed,
call Junk Stars.
You need dumpster rentals,
call Junk Stars.
All right, and we are back. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into the Truth Behind the Truth tonight. Our normal time, 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 8 p.m. Central Time, and 6 p.m. on the West Coast. Also want to remind you to go to our website, www.thetruthbehindthetruthproductions.com. Definitely go there. You will find out, keep up with all of our guests, everything that's going on with us, future guests, and quick links to get to the show, to follow from all of our social media sites. Definitely go there. Click, like, share. And also, if you have friends that have been connected to us by Facebook, please go over to the Truth Behind the Truth, the Truth Behind the Authentic Truth, okay, on that, to support that page, because as I shared with you guys months ago that we got compromised. So we need you to build that page back up for us. Go there, share, like, and make sure you click so that you can get the notifications when the show goes live. Okay. All right. Without further ado, let's bring to the show for the very, very first time. And we are excited about having this guest tonight. And we're just like tickled pink because there's so much we're going to be able to get into tonight. But first, we're going to welcome Dr. Samone M. Smith to the show tonight for the very first time. Yeah! a.k.a. Mistress India, but we're going to talk to Miss India in the second half. All right? Love it. Thank you so much, Dr. Simone, for coming and being a part of us tonight. We, as we said, you've been finding, we're thrilled and excited to dig in and pick our brains, pick your brain, and share of the greatness that you bring to this planet. So we're really, really excited about it and everything that's going on in your life. I think Harold had the first kind of question we're going to go with for you tonight. So Harold, go ahead.
Well, look, I've been all over your social media and following you, and I just couldn't wait to get you on because I wanted to. So you have a PhD in psychology, and then you're also you are a intuitive reader. Yes. Tell us a little bit about that. I was like, now what is that?
Okay, so I have a PhD in psychology. Also part of the International Honor Society in Psychology. Certified life coach, a whole lot of smart stuff, but ever since I was 5, I've had a gift to I could feel when things are going to happen. I would tell you when things are going to happen. I would feel shifts in energy. I would be able to tell if the TV is on in the house and certain things like that. I would have dreams and I would say to my mom, well, didn't we already do this? Deja vu things and stuff. Right. So as I was getting older in my 20s, I was losing boyfriends because they thought I was stalking them at their house. They were like, because I was on the phone with one guy and I said to him, I told him where he was sitting, what he had on, what his house looked like, what his kitchen looked like, what hand he had the phone in, everything. And he said, are you outside my window stalking me? And I said, no, I don't even know where you live. And he hung up on me and I've never spoken to him again a day in my life. So I've always had this gift, which also led me, like I put in my first book, to almost, take my life because I thought I was crazy. I didn't know what was going on.
Right.
But I guess about 44 or something like that. I used to have a radio show on a Beacon of Light called Your Symmetrical Self with Dr. Samone. And there was a lot of readers on there. And so I called up a show. And I wanted her to tell me about my book. I was like, girl, tell me about my new book I'm getting ready to write, girl. And she said, no, your grandfather's here. I said, what you talking about? She said, the one with the light eyes who smoked cigarettes. I said, oh, shit. She said, he told me to tell you that you need to go ahead and do your gifts. And I said, but I don't want to. So then after that, I started just reading for people for free. And like, I would tell people like different things that were getting ready to happen. And next thing you know, they happened. But then also I was doing mediumship because I didn't really tap into everything. Then there were like spirits that would come to me in dreams or spirits that would walk through my house or whatever. And they would tell me things. And I thought I was freaking crazy, but I would know names. I would know, like, people would come to me and say, I want you to connect to my mother-in-law. And I'm like, I'll ask the spirit who's walking around my house, following me. I'm like, what's your name? She was like, Judy. I was like, you lying, it ain't Judy. The lady said, her name is Judy. I said, oh shit. So then I started telling her, well, Judy said she saw the dove at the funeral, the big red flowers. Don't leave grandpa in the house by himself. It was a wooden thing. I said, look in the wooden thing. There's papers in the wooden thing. She was like, oh my God. And I said, I kept feeling, because when they come through, I feel how they died. So I said, I keep feeling from my stomach to my throat and out. And I said, it's a nasty taste. I said, and it hurts. She said, we found her aspirated in her bed. She threw up and choked on it.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, so she's here. So I just started, doing that because I figure, but I grew up in church because it was kind of hard for me to accept it. But after a while, I was like, I always say, God, if this is not of you, then please take it because I really don't want it. And every time I say it, there's more people that come and more people I tell things to, or more people I put on the right path or whatever. So it's just another part of me. And I can't really be upset about it because I didn't ask for it, but it was given to me. And it seems like every 4 years I go through like a surgery or a near-death experience and I'm in the hospital. And the next thing you know, when I'm out of the hospital, the gifts get deeper. So it's like I go through a lot of pain, but then they get deeper. So on top of everything else, I'm an intuitive reader.
Can I? And then I know everybody's got tons of questions. I just want to say real quick, and then thank you for your honesty because you have just freed me. Okay. And Natalie knows this. He knows this. And I'm sorry, I'm just getting a moment because I'm right here with you. I literally operate that way, and it scares me to the. That it scares me. Not scares me. You don't understand it right that, but the relation of knowing what you hear, knowing what you see, and literally knowing as you could probably relate to knowing what a person's spirit is like when they're in front of you, and you literally can tell them about their entire life. Wow. And I have literally all my life been in this particular position, and it has been housed and, I think not cultivated, but shunned down on in a religious perspective. At this point in my life, I've really just began to more so at the age I am really started to accept it. There's a story I could get into, which you'd probably understand a little bit more. But I want everybody to get their questions. And maybe if I have some room a little bit later, I'll share this story that happened to me about this lady in COVID, and we'll get with that. But go ahead. I think Parnell had the next question.
Oh, okay. No, I find that so fascinating because a lot of times I've watched like that show, Psychic Kids, that talks about kids who have these gifts that they're seeing spirits and talking, and it freaks them out. And I think it's just fascinating that we talk about what our minds are capable of doing, that I think we poo-poo and boo-hoo the psychic gifts that a lot of us have at varying degrees. Because I've done the same thing with what they call prophetic dreams or whatever.
Right.
Stuff I dreamt about stuff happening to me in college while I was in high school. And while I was dreaming, the part of me in the dream is like going, who are these people? But then there was a part of me that was like, I know who they are. And then years later, I would be in the situation. I'm like, oh my God, I dreamt about this when I was in high school. Now I understand why I felt like I knew everybody, but at the same time didn't understand what the situation was. Right. And it's this weird thing that a part of me is like, oh, I want this more. But on the other hand, I don't want dead people talking to me.
It's scary. Dead people, I'm so used to it now because I live by a cemetery that they walk through my house. And I'm just like, I actually had a house fire last January 2022, the one that just passed. And that's because I started using cards and stuff, and Spirit told me not to. And I put them away. Then I picked them up and I started using them again. And I start feeling all these entities in my house, and I was seeing where they were. And next thing you know, I lit a tea candle, 2 of them, in my prayer meditation room. I walk out to come see my dog. My spirit said, go in the room because the room's on fire. I said, the room's not on fire. Then said, go in the room is on fire. I walk in the room and I see the candle being pushed onto the floor to burn the room up. Wow. So then I'm picking up fire and I'm running down the hall diagonal to my daughter's bathroom to try to put the fire out, but I didn't get burnt, but I was carrying fire. Long and the short of it is I wound up in the hospital for smoke inhalation, and we were displaced. We were homeless, and but the whole house didn't burn. But Rachel Ray and Anthony Carino came in and put us on TV and redid our house. Wow. But come to find out, the room had to burn. The room had to burn and the bathroom had to burn because those were portals that were open, and I was doing something that I wasn't supposed to. God said, I gave you a gift to use it the way that I want you to use it. Do not do what everybody else does, because that's not what you're supposed to do. All you have to do is sit there, meditate, close your eyes, and I'm going to tell you everything. Like I told one girl, she gave me 3 guys to read. And I need their eyes. I just need pictures with your eyes open. I told her, this one is going to say this, that one's going to say that, and this one's going to say that. She came back a year later and was like, how did you know? All three of them were going to say exactly verbatim what you said. I said, I don't know. God gave me the gift, and all I can do is use what he gave me. It ain't me. I pray first, and I say you go to God before you ever come to me, because I ain't God. But if he gave me the gift to help you, I'm gonna help you. So now I read all over the world. I've read for people in Canada, Europe, Canada, Ireland, London. I had a television show in Jamaica, Dubai, Pakistan, United States, like all over the place.
Wow.
So yeah.
So let me ask you this, and I'm gonna shut my mouth. I know I can keep running here, but I do have this one other quick question. So how did you make peace, quote unquote, with the Christian community or what you had involved in within church to make this transition being very comfortable and where, because you know how the church says it and what they say about all,
yes.
You know, I mean, believe me, we can sit here and probably relate the whole issue.
I know how they are.
Right.
Sorcery.
Exactly. So how did you come to a place where the confidence and the peace that you knew this was your assured being, you know, and the way that you were operating, but make that peace happen for yourself?
Well, okay. First and foremost, I cuss a lot. So, okay. It came to a point where I said to myself, fuck people. I'm sorry, fuck them.
Okay.
There are preachers in my church who are sleeping with people and not sharing the money and not doing what you're supposed to do. But then you don't want to let us have praise dancers because you don't want nobody husband or wife touching one of the kids, but you fucking the person who you and got her sitting in the pew on the top so you can look straight at her while you fucking her in the church. So my thing is this: I'm not fucking nobody in the church. I pray before I do anything. God is the head of my life, always will be. People always gonna have some shit to say. Do not throw rocks at me if your house is made of glass and straw and everything else. If it was wrong, God would take it away from me because God, I pray to him every day. God, if it's wrong, take it. I don't want it. I don't want it. But if I'm helping people, I freed people, I've made people turn to him. It's for, and you know, my end of my life, y'all don't got to walk with me up to the pearly gates. Whatever God got for me gonna be for me. So if it was wrong, then I'll suffer that when I get there. But if it was wrong for me to do what I'm doing, then all of the people that I've helped all over the world and still continue to help to this day, I got to be doing something right. So I can't worry about what the church and the church folks say, because there's a lot of hate in the church. There's a lot of bullshit in the church. You can't love somebody because they gay. You can't love somebody because they're straight. You can't love somebody because they got some gifts. Everybody hating because you drive a nice car. At the end of the day, we can't take none of this with us. And you love who you love. I don't give you do you, I do me. And at the end of the day, it is what it is.
And don't call her an enigma either.
You heard that one, right? I thought that girl said you are a nigga. I said
that was so funny.
She said no, an enigma. I said, oh. Like, she said, you're an enigma. I said, I'm a nigga. No enigma. I said, oh, something you can't figure out. And why is that? Because I'm a black woman who's a doctor, smart, living in a nice house, but I'm down to earth. I'll cuss you out in a minute, and I'm just chilling. Is that it? Well, I mean, you know, people like you're just like your people, my people.
She don't know. She don't know you was about to take them earrings out and pull your hair back in the ponytail.
She fixed it up afterwards. She was like, you know, I didn't like mean anything by it. Okay, well, watch what you say, because
she was about to be a nigga. She was about to be Mistress India. Not Dr. Samone. Not Dr.
Samone. I said,
oh my God. This is getting so beautiful. Okay, I mean, I'm a glow, as you probably tell right now. We're gonna get ready for a quick break. Okay, we're gonna have to kind of split the next segment. Okay, because I want to get to India at the same time. I know you had a quick question. I know Natalie's got one, so we'll answer those, and we'll make that transition into talking to Mr. Sandra during the next segment. Okay, but we'll be right back after this quick break and dig it more. I'm loving it. See y'all in a minute. All right, and we're back, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into this exciting and thrilling show tonight. I mean, oh my gosh. Now we're transitioning to Mistress Indian, but we're going to answer a couple other questions real fast. Natalie, go ahead. I know you had a question from the last segment you wanted to address.
Honey, I had no questions. Just
Let's see what you got to say.
I got my queen, my crown down to the queen. I love everything about this individual. You know, I'm an empath as well. She is authentic. She is who she is. It's like take me or leave me, baby. And that's what I love about her, because that's my same attitude. Even in the church every Sunday, they already know. Natalie, are you okay? No, baby, are you okay? Yeah, praise the Lord. Let's keep it moving. I'm not here to talk or walk about nobody. We're here to get this job done and help people. Praise the Lord. Anything else, I don't even want to hear. And that's that on that.
Right.
Did you have a question you want to ask?
No, I said I have a comment. That was it.
Okay.
Thank you.
But you know, I have a question. You know, we are going through some trying times. And you know, watching TV these days are not making it no better. In the state of, I want to bring this to the community as an African American, watching the situation with two public figures and seeing what we're seeing and knowing what we know about the media and how America and the culture betrays us as a people. And you see Black men or Black women being, you know, torn down in front of our eyes. How mentally, how can we compartmentalize that, Mistress India? How can we do that? How can we compartmentalize how we're mentally going through this world, trying to hold ourselves down, trying to work, trying to navigate life? How can we deal with this on a mental state?
There's two ways to go about that. One, I don't think you should compartmentalize anything, honestly. I think there's a lot of things that you have to feel things in order to know what they are, in order to change things. If we continue to compartmentalize things so much, then that's the way that they can keep us down. Because when we compartmentalize, we're in our own little box. They can keep us separate. So there are certain times when you need to compartmentalize. Like if you're at your job and your boss is acting the ass, but you know that you got to get that check. You got to hold your tongue and say, I'm here for a job, and this is what I got to do. This is that box. But outside of that job, I'm a Black woman. I'm a Black man. I'm in this society. This world is going to shit. Donald Trump done made everybody feel that they can call you nigga on Stone motherfucking Mountain in Georgia. So, no, I'm not compartmentalizing nothing. I'm going to be my authentic Black ass. And if you step wrong, then I'm going to have to give you, if you throw it, I'm going to catch it and I'm going to throw it back at you. Now, there's certain times where I have to compartmentalize, but I ain't doing that shit all the time. This ain't slavery and this ain't Jim Crow. I make my way just like you make your way. So if there's some shit we got to discuss, and let's go and get that together, but not all the time. It's a time and place for everything. Like you got to flip the script. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to beat somebody's ass, and know when to run. So you got to figure it out.
Exactly. What she said.
What she said.
What she said.
Oh, I got a word out of that. Know when to fold them and know when to hold them and to fold them when to kick somebody's ass. Amen. Lord.
It's true.
Ooh, won't he do
a bitch will come out of my mouth in a minute. I'll be like, bitch. I mean, girl. Oh, Karen that came out, bitch. Oh.
Carol, go ahead. What's your next?
Yeah.
So, Dr. Samone, I read somewhere where you said one of the most difficult things you had to do was to learn to forgive the little girl in you. Was that a part of your healing? Was that a part of your deconstruction that you talk about in your book?
Yes, you mean this book right here, the first one that's not the nasty one?
Yes. Yeah, the deconstruction and the reconstruction.
Yeah, this one, the one that's not nasty. Yes, I had a very harsh childhood. I was called very bad things. My parents were not together. My dad used to beat my mom's ass. I remember I asked him, why do you beat mommy? And he said, because I love her. So I figured that I had to grow up and have my ass beat by people. I had to conform to be everything for everybody and not for myself. I had to take people calling me stupid, ugly, skinny, dumb. You're never going to be anything. Getting into relationships because the way that you attach, this is the doctor coming out, attachment theory, the way you attach as a child is the way you attach in your intimate relationships. I was told that I was absolutely positively nothing. I was told that even teachers, you're so ugly, you're so skinny, you're so, you know, and the girl in me died. The little girl in me wanted to make everybody happy, because when everybody's happy, that means I'm doing something right. And if you look at me for 5 minutes and say that anything to me, at least it's attention. And there was that little girl led me into things of, you know, I'm gonna sleep with this one. Just, you could call me ugly or fat or whatever, but you're looking at me for 5 minutes. Yes, I had to tell that little girl, baby, you were young, and the things you went through, you weren't supposed to go through. It made you to the point where you wanted to kill yourself and take your own life. You were good just being a little girl, and I'm sorry that I did not allow you to grow and allow you to be happy and allow you to really listen to who you are inside. God has always been with you, but the voices around you were so loud that it drowned everything out. It's okay to be free now, because if you're free, then I can free the adult me and live unapologetically and do for myself and for you what I couldn't do when I was younger. So I had to forgive myself.
Right. I mean, that is so beautiful. That, oh my God, that's like speaking to the levels of how many levels are we talking about, the authenticity, pushing, getting rid of that inner child, you know, and allowing yourself to be free to be who. Oh my God, that is so good, so good. Parnell, go ahead.
Oh, I think that was just fascinating. I was just about to ask, how do you feel that your education in psychology pairs with your intuitive reading? And you kind of basically answered that. We're talking about healing that little girl within. So I think it's very interesting that I can see how those mesh together. Where it's like, okay, I hear this message, and psychologically understanding what's going on.
But there's also another part to that, though.
Yes.
I've had troubles, like I can't really go to the mall. I can't really go out when too many people because I hear things. I was led to go into psychology, not only to heal myself, but I can't just walk up to people and say, hey, guess what? Your grandma got a message for you, and she's standing behind you, and she got little pink curls, and she's saying such and such. So I have to come up and start, you know, talking to people like, hey, how are you? And feeling their energy and saying, you know, I'm feeling that maybe. And it's like, oh my God, you're talking like my grandma. Oh, am I? Oh, well, maybe you should listen. Wow. They're going to listen to a doctor. Even though it took people many years to believe I was a damn doctor. I even had doctors tell me, you're not a doctor, but whatever. So it pairs with that as well. Like I had to find a way to deliver a message to those people who don't want to hear it from an intuitive reader, but will listen to a doctor.
Wow. That's good. That's good. Now go ahead. Go ahead, Alan.
No, I said that's a spiritual strategy right there. You know, it didn't come in one way, she went in another. I love it.
Right.
And she's a whole goat right now. Like,
so you know, Dr. Samone, so many people that I know that are my age are struggling with wanting to change their lives but are feeling stuck. And I know in your book, the deconstruction and reconstruction of you asked the question, are you ready for a change, but you don't know where to begin? So many people don't know where to begin. Where do they start? Somebody that they're wanting to change, they feel like they're getting older, they're feeling like time is running out, but they feel like I need to do something. How do they change?
Well, first and foremost, there's a difference between wanting to change and actually doing the work. Now, a lot of people talk a good game like, I want to change. And I'm like, you do? Yeah. Well, have you sat down and really felt your feelings and wrote down what you want to change? Do you know what? Well, yeah, I do. Okay, let's start. We'll see. Wait. No, you're just talking. When you that change, when you really are for real with that change, you're fearless. I'm going to cry. I'm going to shout. I'm going to have to forgive myself. I'm going to feel guilty. I ain't going to want to talk to nobody. But if God got me to it, He going to see me through it. So if I want to get where I need to get, I got to go where I got to go. So when you're really serious about it, the first thing you got to do is you got to sit down and look at yourself, warts and all, and be like, I might be effed up right now. But inside there's somebody that needs to come on out. So it's like if you have a airline, like a landing strip, and you got all this junk, but you got the airplane flying above with your blessings and with your new you, it can't land if you don't move the shit out. So you got to be ready to move the shit out and let the plane land. And then unpack your stuff. So it all starts with, you got to be truthful. You got to be truthful. truthful. And then wherever your spirit, I say, be truthful, sit down. I teach meditation. I teach how to get to your energy. Be truthful, sit down and feel it. Where's spirit telling you want to start? You want to start with that relationship? Damn it, let's do it. Why do you think that you are in that relationship? Well, growing up. Yeah, let's start there. What did you see?
Wow.
You really be ready to do it, because the longer you talk some good shit, the longer you stand in the shit. So
wow.
But as a Taurus, and me being a Taurian brother and being stubborn, how the hell you talk to some of us to get out of our own way to make change? Because change is hard. Now, it's kind of hard to come out of your shell when you're so comfortable in what you know. So I'm going to put myself out there on that platform because I am stubborn into change. It took a while for me to, when we moved out here to LA, it was like, are we really doing this? Because I'm so comfortable in my element out here in Atlanta. Why are we moving? What's the purpose? Even though I knew we had to, but my Taurus mind was like, no, I'm comfortable. I'm founded. Now, how can you talk to somebody who has that type of scenario of life where they just don't want to change? They're just comfortable.
But didn't you make the change though?
Yes.
Okay. So the thing is this. What I do is I try not to push people too fast, but I'm not going to waste my time either. I'm going to sit with you and I'm going to feel your energy. I'm going to take it little by little. I'm going to say, if you make one little step, you better praise that one little step, because that's going to make you go to the next step. You can't move a mountain by the whole mountain. You got to move it little piece by little piece. And one of these days you're going to turn around, that whole mountain's going to be moved, but you got to make a first step. Now, if you want to function in your dysfunction, go right ahead. But as the world passes you by, you're going to one day going to get tired of hitting the head with a brick and saying that shit hurt. You're going to have to move out the way of the brick and change. So if by hook or by crook, something's going to make you change. Like, there's a saying, God will wreck your life before your life wrecks you. So you're really stubborn about it, but God gonna keep giving you little signs and little signals. And if you don't take them, next thing you know, He gonna make it bigger, and He gonna make it bigger, and the next thing you know, He's gonna make it so you got to make that change.
That's right. Wow.
Okay.
I mean,
I caught that.
This is getting richer and richer and richer. I want to segue into a little bit more of Mistress India and kind of talk about her side a little bit deeper and how that evolved. And then I'm sure these guys have got some questions about that side of you. So can you kind of explain to us how she evolved?
Okay.
You mean after the break?
Do we have a break yet?
After the break. We have a break.
Oh, do we? Okay. I didn't see the break sign coming. I'm sorry about the guys. All right, well, let's go ahead and go with that quick break. And then when we come back, we'll go ahead and talk to Mrs. Henry and see how that happens. Okay.
No, we said no break. Just now I said no break.
Okay.
Don't break. Let's keep moving.
No break.
Control room. Okay.
Answer the question. Sis.
All right. Go ahead, my dear.
So it evolved. Okay. First and foremost, I mean, I had to learn how to embrace my sexuality. I'm a very, 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 very sexual person. It's just a part of me. I've been sexual ever since, and I'm very open with my I am. So the first time I ever touched myself was in first grade. And I just found it and didn't know what it was. Okay. But growing up in the church, you're told oh, that's wrong and that's bad. And I was already fighting demons of, why do I know all this stuff, this intuitive stuff, right? So as I got older, I went through a time where I was just getting it in. I ain't even gonna lie, I was just getting it in. If I had a boyfriend, I would tell him, the only time you get a break is for that 5 days when I can't do nothing. Other than that, please be ready. Okay. But it became, as you get older and life happens and you're working and you're getting degrees and everything else, and then you become a doctor, and everybody's like, oh, you can't cuss, you can't be sexual, you have to wear lab coats, you have to speak big words. And, at first I said, you know what, maybe they're right. Oh my God. But then I just said to myself, nah, I really like penis. I don't know. I mean, I'll even occasional girl, I'll mess with her too. I mean, but it's a part of me. And if I want to be well-rounded and I'm telling everybody, you got to embrace yourself and love yourself, then damn it, it starts with me. Right. And I know everything about me, from my pretty underwear to I look at myself naked sometimes and be like, damn, and
I'm here.
I think that sex is amazing. But also I found out in my studies, being an intuitive person, I feed off, and I'm also a Leo. So, but I feed off of a lot of passion. I'm like a vampire. It's not even a lie. I had to do research. I feed off of other people's passion. I feed off of the togetherness. So when I need to feed, I guess you put it that way, I get very, I better have it or I'm gonna cry. Like I have to have it. And I just said, you know what, fuck it. I'm not the only one. And then I have people who come to me and they're just like, how do you learn how to do this? Or I want to learn how to do that. Or guys, like if some men think that all this fast tongue movement is great, I'm like, no, don't nobody like that. You got to do it like you got to kiss it. So I was teaching people how to really not only just embrace who they are, but learn how to please your partner. Understand what sex starts right here. I can fuck your mind and your body will follow. So you have to understand who you are, what your energy is, and then use that to your advantage. Love yourself, touch yourself, be in love with yourself. Everything, all of it. So then I figured I would write a book, like Penthouse Forums, because 7 of these stories are mine and 7 are fans and followers. But I have 50 some odd stories that I have to print. So I did a small one this time because I said, well, let me just see how it works. And people have been like, what? So it's just it's the
in the book.
Dr. Samone. You have to really just embrace who you are, all of you, in order to be a 100% well-rounded individual, genuine.
Wow, like you say, it's in the book.
It's in the book. People was asking me, "What stories is yours?" I'm like,
none yet.
Yeah.
How long do we? But do you also believe in soul ties too, along with the sexual experience?
Yes. Now, soul ties go like this. Anytime you exchange, sexual energy or whatever, there is something that is going to be left over.
Dr. Samone, can I interrupt? I need to interrupt. I'm sorry. I need to interrupt real quick. We got to go to a quick break. We missed the call.
Hold on to that answer.
Hold that answer. We'll call you.
Hold on. Don't break.
We'll be right back after this break.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to The Truth Behind the Truth tonight. It has been powerful. All right, go ahead, Dr. Indy, as you were saying.
Okay, so soul ties. Anytime you have sex with somebody, you are leaving a part of your energy there. Right, exactly. Soul ties are different because it also involves like more energy of not just the sexual act. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you can go and you can have sex with somebody, and if it's a one night stand and you're both saying, okay, we're just gonna bang because I find you sexy, we gonna leave that shit. So there's still some type of energy left there. You'll still be able to feel that person sometimes, depending on how many times you have sex, if they're not there. But it won't be as intense as a soul tie with someone who you have like a relationship or feelings for. The thing that makes it so unbearable and so like, you know, it comes up in your spirit is because of the emotions that you put with that interaction. Like you know, back in the day when I used to go to Miami, yeah, I would do some things, right? I knew what it was, and I left and got on a plane and was like, all right. But then if I came home and it was a dude that I was liking, and next thing you know, we did something, I'm like, it's just gonna be sex. And next thing I know, I'm like, but I like him. Valentine's Day is coming. Oh my God. And then he does something wrong. I'm like, but I feel him in my spirit. That's because I had emotions and other stuff too. What was already going on. It's supposed to be one thing, let it stay to one thing. That's when it becomes unbearable, is when you put the emotions with it. So people be like, oh, them soul ties. There's different levels of soul ties. It's not always the same. Like, I'm gonna have sex with you and I'm tired. No, I'm gonna have sex with you, and if it's good, I might want some more. But if I don't put no emotions with it, I'm not gonna be craving it. I'm just gonna be like, all right, I see you when I see you.
Wow.
So, Mistress India, I have 5 words that I want to ask you, and I want to hear your just what immediately comes to mind. The first word is monogamy.
Hard.
Love.
Unconditional.
Sex.
Fucking amazing.
Trauma.
I can love her.
Amygdala. And I'll explain what that means in a minute, but go ahead. Amygdala.
And the last one is God.
All encompassing.
Yeah.
So go back to amygdala.
All right. When you have trauma, the part of the brain that deals with pleasure, the autonomic nervous system, fight or flight, this and that and the other is the limbic system. I did a paper on the limbic system and sexuality. When you have trauma is stored in the amygdala, which is in a part of the brain that is also related to the limbic system. So when I talk about trauma and trauma-induced behaviors and stuff like that, whenever you have trauma, it is stored in your amygdala, which is with the limbic system. Limbic system is senses, sexuality, things that happen, emotions, all of that. So when you say trauma, I used to think of me. I would say me. But doing research, I know why it's still stored in me, because it's in my amygdala.
Wow. So, there's so much out there. There's so much impactful stuff that's going on tonight. But what I'd like to do as we kind of bring in, because we want to talk a little bit about how people can reach you and get involved as the last point. But do you have any specific things that you could share with each one of the hosts tonight about them individually? Are you feeling anything that you wanted to share with anybody tonight real fast before we go into talk about how people can reach you?
I would have to sit with you individually, because I turned it off to do this.
Okay.
But Harold, there are some things that are coming up in your path for 2023. It feels like new networking opportunities. Things are going to come with you. People are going to be seeing more of you. But I did get that. But there are other things, like I would have to sit with you. Or you could just send me a picture and I'd be like, okay. But right now it was on one thing, and I had to learn to turn it off. Because if I don't, then I would hear a whole lot of stuff all the time when I'm talking to people. So yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'll read you if you want me to.
You got a mean read.
Well, definitely tell everybody how they can get in touch with you, and the best way to do that. And one-on-one, how do you handle one? Send you a picture. Tell us about all of that real quick.
Okay. You can go to my website, www.drsamone.com. There's reviews on there. You can buy both books on there. There are my services on there. Also, I have Instagram, which is Dr. Samone, TikTok, which is Dr. Samone 1, I believe it is. Facebook is Simone M. Smith Brown or Dr. Simone, Your Symmetrical Self. Twitter is Dr. Simone 1. You can DM me, you can email me. I do also man sessions and men sessions. I love those because men come to me for a myriad of things. They come to talk about sexual dysfunction. They come to talk about how to get the girl. They come to talk about venting sessions about the relationship. They come for me to help them to figure out to understand a woman. They come to me to help them how to please a woman. And some men come just to watch me, and that's all. So you can watch me if you want to. If you're gonna pay me, watch me. All right, watch me. That's fine. You know, I've had people. I had one guy, and he was in jail. I didn't even know he was in jail. He was like, "Can I book a session?" I was like, "Sure." You know, what would you like? He was like, "I just want to watch you." I said, "You want to watch me what?" Wow. He said, "I want you to watch me." I said, "Watch you what?" And then he said, "Just watch me. All I need is 10 minutes." He was like, "I'll pay you $100, 10 minutes." I said, "To watch you? Why are you in jail?" Because then I found he was in jail. I watched him. 10 minutes later, I was like, "You're not done?" Bam. But I didn't know that it was that. Like, I didn't know that. I thought he just wanted me to like look at him. Like, because some people say, "Oh, I want your eyes. Your eyes. I just want to look in your eyes." And I'm like, "Okay, you know, look at him." But he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh. Okay. Oh, you mean watch?
Honest, but it pays the bills.
You know what? Hey. So, you know, there are times when people want to, and I'm not gonna say all of them are like that, because some of them are just like, "I just want to tell you I love you," and I'm like, "You do? I just love you." Oh, all right. So you know, I custom make sessions.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. I mean, my gosh, this has been so enriched. All right. Please come back. You are welcome to say we need to do more with you. We definitely do. I mean, we're gonna find a way to get it back in here and as we go forward. Guys, hey, give a big shout out. Follow this beautiful lady. Okay. Get your stuff read. Okay. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into The Truth Behind the Truth. Next, we have Samson next week. Oh my God. We're gonna laugh. I'm telling you. Guys, have a powerful night. Natalie, thank you for being here, even though you didn't say nothing. But anyway.
I'm going to bore you tonight.
Okay, all right. We got you. We love you, bud.
There's another
guys,
queen.
have a perfect night. We'll see you next week on what?
Love her.
The Truth Behind the Truth. Good night, y'all.
Good night.